Man of Steel, it was assumed that at some point, Warner Brothers' most famous and profitable character, Batman, would have to enter the stage again. In a recent interview with Empire, director Zack Snyder revealed that he sought out former Batman overseer Christopher Nolan's blessing to proceed with the Batman vs. Superman movie. Snyder said the conversation went this way. "You tell me if you don't want me to do it," Snyder told Nolan. After a silence, Nolan said, "Well, we don't own these characters. When you're done making Batman movies, someone else will." John, was it the right thing to do for Zack Snyder to seek Christopher Nolan's blessing in doing Batman vs. Superman?
In a symbolic kind of way, yes. It was actually kind of nice for him, and I think they probably knew that the fans were going to like to hear it as well. But let's be honest. Had Zack Snyder gone to Christopher Nolan and said, "Hey man, you just tell me if you don't want us to do these movies," and Christopher Nolan said, that's really nice of you. I would rather you not do these movies. Then Snyder would go, "Really? All right, good to see you again, Chris." And then he would proceed to go and make the movies. So let's not have any misconceptions or delusions about that. He was going to make these movies anyway. But as a symbolic gesture, yes. It is kind of interesting to note that Christopher Nolan's reaction wasn't overly, "Yeah, Zack, you make that Batman movie." It was like, "I don't know these characters, so whatever, go ahead." But yes, on the surface, on the flat level, was it right for him to do it? Symbolically, I think it was a nice gesture. Christian?
It was certainly a smart move, too, because
Yes.
you get endorsed by the fans because Nolan was the king of Batman. He resurrected because it was dead after Batman and Robin. Right. Dead. And then he brought it back. Batman Begins. You know, that because of what he did, regardless of what you think of the last one, the trilogy still is very popular amongst fans. And I like the third one. But anyway, and so by going to Nolan and getting that blessing, yes, it's really smart. I actually disagree with you a little bit, though. I think that Warner Brothers certainly would have made those movies. Now, I think that because Zack Snyder and Nolan have a pretty good relationship, that if Nolan was like, "Listen, I'd rather you not do it, maybe we'll work on something else together," it's possible he would have stepped away from it. Warner Brothers certainly wouldn't have stepped away from it. They're making those movies. Whether or not Snyder, who the hell knows? But it was a real smart move for him. This makes sense for him to do that because there's respect. He brought Batman back and essentially kind of brought back the superhero genre in general.
Well, I don't know if he brought back the superhero genre.
In the darker tense, I shouldn't say brought back the
for
whole
DC.
genre.
He did.
Well, from the way the tone shifted, because when he brought back Batman Begins and gave it that more dark, gritty, real feel, all movies started doing that. Even Iron Man.
I think the first X-Men kind of initiated
the first one
that
did,
trend.
but then it jumped back in X-Men 3, and then it went to.
But X-Men 3,
X-Men
3 is after Batman Begins.
Yes.
Well, sorry, it's not fantastic.
Sorry, we're just going to get a little nerdy here with the history lessons.
What do you think?
All right. So I think it's a little mixture of both. I think it's cool that Snyder asked him. You could read into the moment of silence however you want to read into. Nolan putting on the boxing gloves. You trying to take my Batman? So, but he already said he was done when he did that third movie. He was done, and he produced in his own way, godfathered in Man of Steel. So he was on there. He helped shepherd it in. However you want to use the terminology, he was very loosely involved. But he helped make Man of Steel happen. Right. So I think him and Snyder already were on the same page. And it's like, just Batman coming in was just out of like, what if they just show up with all this kryptonite and they deliver it to the Wayne Mansion? And then that just had them start, when they were breaking Man of Steel too, they were just talking story points. And then they were like, why can't we bring Batman in fully? And that's when that conversation happened. And I think it was, Nolan is perfectly 100% right in saying someone else will, so why not you do it? So I think that's kind of how it was. It was just a natural flow from, instead of doing Man of Steel, let's start the entire DC universe now with Batman v Superman, introduce everybody and reverse engineer it, because they can't do what they were trying to do with like Superman Returns. Green Lantern was a failure, so they just couldn't do it the way Marvel was already doing it. So this is their big bet. This is the big gamble. Batman v Superman, everybody else is in it. They're already doing a Wonder Woman. So you could definitely thank Christopher Nolan for all that. And he is the godfather of what is now the DC universe.
Hey guys, if you like this clip, click here to watch the entire episode. Also, make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel because it'll help you stay up to date with all the stuff we've got going on here at Collider.